Alright guys, so finally I'll be going to the perfume shop and smelling what's new out there. I cannot wait to go some shopping, so I thought why not take you with me. Probably I won't be allowed to film in, but at least I can update you about some new designer fragrances that I'm about to smell. So let's get started, let's go. I am really excited and I hope you are too. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like this video, and we can get started. And so guys, I've smelled 5 really cool fragrances I've been very curious about, and I will update you about them. Also, just went out of the library, so let me get into my car. Right, woo. Here we go. Alright guys, so here are some books for me to read because I need to write scientific work. I hope the last one, but who knows. And yes, the fragrances were all really nice and pretty. So let me actually drive home and then, you know, to be more relaxed atmosphere, because I know the sound in my car is not the best. And by the way, I will be chatting with you over the cup of bubble tea. This is my favorite drink, so just in case you enjoy watching my videos, you find them helpful and you would like to give back, you can donate on Buy Me Coffee website as much as you can. Any help is really appreciated, and that way I can keep myself up with delicious stuff. And if you're extra generous, then I can actually buy perfume, and after today's shopping I definitely need to get some.
Okay, so I feel this is much better, right? So where should I start, guys? Let's begin with a very pretty bottle, which is the flanker of one of my most favorite designer fragrances out there, which is of course La Belle by Jean Paul Gaultier. And the minute I saw this release that is called La Belle Fleur Terrible, or Terrible, please tell me how to say it correctly in the comment section, I got really excited. First of all, because they changed the color of the bottle. So there is this original one, there is more like intense and darker version of it, and now they launched a blue bottle which reminds me of La Mal, also from the same brand, and it has these beautiful flowers and almost like a bird on it, and that reminds me of some exotic vacation. And actually its fragrance goes well with the summertime, because although it's still sweet as 2 previous ones, I feel like they made a twist in there, because in the opening I can actually smell almost like a coconutty note. So there is no of this sugar pear anymore. Instead, this is almost like some creamy, some very sunny coconut note that is powdery, and I think that's because there is iris note in there, and I expected this iris to be different, more like niche iris, like really irisy, powdery, not necessarily in the makeup way, not smelling like powder for your face or something, but I just thought maybe lipstick on type of iris, you know, something like Prada iris. But actually, right now in the dry down, I have a reminder in my head, or maybe in my nose, and I'm thinking about those Acqua di Gias for women from Armani. So they have more of this watery energy, especially the green and the blue bottle, and this one does too, because there is a note of water lily in there, and it definitely brings in something fresh, floral, and also quite aquatic, but not to the point that it turns into the masculine fragrance, if you know what I'm talking about, because there is still the signature vanilla for this fragrance, and it's definitely powdery and sweet and I surely like it more in the opening than in the dry down, but it is quite long lasting, and as far as I understood, there is only 100 ml bottle available, which is apparently also a limited edition. So if you like it, then grab it while it's available, because I guess once it's gone, it's gone. So with that being said, although I would love to have it for my collection, it's nothing that I will dream about at night, because this fragrance just doesn't give me more of this unique vibe, nor does the next fragrance, because smelling it I am thinking about another fragrance that I've never been drawn to, although it's from one of my most favorite brands. But let's talk about the intense flanker for the La Nuit Tresor perfume by Lancôme. Finally, it received an intense flanker, because a lot of designer brands, as you've probably already noticed, have been on this intense trend, releasing intense flankers for all their fragrances, and La Nuit Tresor perfume has never been my favorite, although I really enjoy this one, Diamond Musk, because you know, guys, how much I'm into it. This is just one of the most tender and pleasant and beautiful fragrances out there. Also, you know, rather in the musky style, because the rest of this collection is pretty sweet, and the new Intense Flanker is not an exception. Although in the opening I feel like the fruity accord is so interesting, because it is really realistic. Apparently there is only one fruity note, and that is sour cherry, and it is noticeable in the opening. It's really cherished, but I feel like there are even more different fruity elements, like maybe even raspberry, strawberry, so there is something berry in there for sure, especially in the opening. And when I saw the notes, I thought, man, this is gonna be something really cool, because there is damask rose, the sour cherry note, almond milk, Madagascar vanilla, and woody notes. But right now in the dry down it turns really sweet, and these notes and the way it smells reminds me of the fragrance from Guerlain that I've referred to, and that is that dress perfume, La Robe Noire, if I'm not wrong. So these are two similar, and I guess this is a limited edition as well. So once again, if you like it, go for it, because the bottle is really nice. I love the colors. I feel they go really well with the way this fragrance smells, but it just reminds me a lot of that perfume that I've never been drawn to, and this one is just a little bit too sweet and messy for me, and I probably wouldn't go for it, because the next fragrance is that type of a sweet perfume that I personally would enjoy on myself, and this is actually a new flanker of Chloe's perfume, Nomade Naturel Eau de Parfum. Probably mispronounced its name. As always, please apologize me for that. If you don't like the way I talk, thumbs up this thumbs down this video, or thumbs up if you enjoyed. But anyway, this, you guys, is a phenomenal release. Absolutely different, absolutely unusual, not like everything else out there. And with it, designer brand Chloe, which has never been really following trends, I feel like it set up a few of them actually, and wow, first of all, this collection never appealed to me, because I was like, whatever, I didn't understand it. But for it, the note of Mirabelle, which is this yellowish plum, and moss, those have been signature notes for it. And this Naturel flanker is like a gourmand take on this fragrance, because in the opening, you guys, it's pretty from the minute you spray it on till the last minute you have it on your skin and go into the shower. But oh, you guys, I cannot get enough of it, because it smells like the most amazing, juicy, delicious dessert, because we have notes of dates and mirabelles in there. So the fruity accord is really complex, and I've never seen dates in commercial perfumes. If you have a fragrance with it and it's from a designer brand, please comment it down below, because I've seen dates only in a few niche perfumes, and I love dates. I love the way they taste, the way they smell, the way they perform in perfumes. I feel like they add a lot to the sweet texture, and this fragrance is beautiful because it is full on gourmand. It is really sweet. It reminds me of a bubble gum sometimes, but in a nice perfumey way. There are some very soft flowers, freesia and jasmine. They are somewhere in the background, and of course vanilla really goes well with the rest of sweet notes. There is sandalwood, there is moss, but overall this is a brilliant, niche smelling, unique, original gourmand that lasts pretty long on the skin. And you guys, I definitely need it in my collection, and I highly recommend you to check it out next time you are in the shop. You might not notice it because it doesn't stand out among all the other fragrances, and the bottle is so simple and not much different from the rest of this collection, so make sure to pay attention to it. Ask your sales assistant and definitely give it a go, especially if you love sweet perfumes, because for me this is the best one from this category available out there, and I'm not sure for how long this flanker will stay on the market. But let's move on to another sweet perfume that actually did not impress me that much, although I had high hopes for the newest flanker, and only God knows how many are there for the Black Opium. This is Eclipsed Green version, and the notes, once again, they really fooled me, because firstly they put fig leaf and fig fruit in there, so that made me think there is going to be like a complex fig accord in here, which I don't smell. Maybe I need to take more time sampling it, because I've been smelling all these fragrances in the shop, and mask is definitely not helping, because I feel like a lot of fragrances stay on it. But even now in the dry down, it's just so sweet and powdery in the messy way. I love powdery perfumes, but I've never been the fan of this range because it smells not cheap, but just, I don't know, I have no words for it. It's like not impressive, not interesting to me personally. And one of the main notes for it is actually vanilla, that I adore in perfumes, but I've never been attracted to this particular one, and coffee, which I don't like to drink, but I love its scent and I want it to be noticeable in my fragrance. And I feel like it's actually an issue with a lot of perfumes, that there is coffee listed in the notes, but then this is not like the note that you are getting much of. You know what I'm talking about? Let me know if you also don't get much coffee in coffee perfumes, especially if we are not talking about niche or indie. But anyway, let's get back to it. So in the opening, I actually smelled like a hint of coffee. It was not like a freshly brewed coffee, it was not like a cup of coffee, it was not like the rest of coffee, it was like one coffee bean, just one, and that's not enough for me personally. I don't know how about you. I feel like this is something for those who would like to smell mass appealing in the understandable, familiar way, for those who love sweet perfumes, but them to be on the dark side, because there is some patchouli in here. And yeah, this fragrance is just like, I don't know, just too messy and uninspiring to me, and that is upsetting, because the nose behind it is Natalie Larson, and I like a lot of her perfumes. Just recently she came up with the new Oriana for Parfums de Marly, which is a niche brand, and that fragrance actually didn't do much for me, because it reminded me a lot of Love Don't Be Shy, and I feel like they could push on some other notes, but more thoughts on that you can actually find out in my review. I will leave a link down below in the description box, and also for you on the screen. But she also created a lot of perfumes that I actually enjoy a lot, for example from the French brand Maison Violet, that I always recommend you guys to check out. But this particular line, it's nothing that I've ever been attracted to. I skipped a lot of their flankers, not even testing them, but I love the green bottle because this is definitely my color. And once again, although I had high hopes for it, although I hoped it's gonna be my first ever Opium fragrance, although I have this one from 2009, but this is much closer to the original perfume Opium, because this is just a beautiful, boozy, resinous, spicy fragrance, and this Black Opium collection has nothing to do with it because it's just like powdery and sweet. But probably it's for the best that I won't have it on my wish list, because the last fragrance today is actually probably the most impressive one, the most inspiring, the most mind-blowing, and I'm talking about new flanker for the range I adore anyway, and this is Musk Noir Rose for Her by Narciso Rodriguez. You know how much I love pure musk, right? I'm raving about it anytime I'm talking about feminine designer fragrances. I highly recommend you to check it out. It is very, very beautiful, truly gorgeous, elegantly smelling musky fragrance, and if you love this note, then of course you're familiar with Narciso Rodriguez fragrances because a lot of them are musky, and I love the previous Musk Noir fragrance, but this, you guys, it takes it to a whole other level, and this is just a proof that designer brands can do beautiful, high quality, long lasting and not too repetitive fragrances, because this, first of all, is musky. It is really musky, and to me it smells like women's perfumed skin. So you need to imagine a very sensual fragrance on hot women's skin. So it is just like really, really beautiful, and yeah, gorgeous, musky, a little bit vintage in the way like musk can be. I like that it's sharper, I like that it is a little bit metallic, I like that it is slightly animalic, that it is spicy because there is pink pepper, there are many fruity notes. Actually there is only one, I see plum, there is tuberose and rose. I don't get those separately, but I feel like there is like a dark flower behind the musk, so it would be rather musky flower than a floral musk. And there is vanilla, but I get more of plum, and it's really decadent. Reminds me of that fragrance Decadence by Marc Jacobs, but like they are not close to each other to be compared, just maybe because of the plum note. But this is actually the one I will be saving for because it's beautiful, you guys, and it's very different. It smells just really, really sexy. So this is another one that I would recommend you to check out. But those were my first impressions on some of the new designer fragrances for women from 2022, and I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to support me so I can treat myself with a bubble tea or with a fragrance, then feel free to donate. It's really, really helpful for my channel. And make sure to subscribe to it because it will help it to grow as well. Turn on notifications, let me know which perfumes you would like me to review. Maybe you would like to see a part 2 in which I run you through new niche perfumes from this year. Actually, I'm really excited to go to Frankfurt after I've been in Darmstadt. I think I need to visit Douglas there because I haven't been there in the longest time. I missed it, and I'm very excited what niche brands are gonna surprise us or disappoint us this year. So if you like those ideas or you have some of your own, then please leave them down below in the commentary section. I cannot stress that enough, that your activity there is really, really crucial for my channel, for me. So if you have any questions left regarding anything, because you know, I'm a freak who goes to perfume shops frequently, so if there is anything else you would like to know, just leave me a comment and we can get in contact. And if you would like to stay in touch, then make sure to follow me on my social media. So all the health information, as always, is down below. Thank you so much for watching this chatty video. Make sure to stay tuned and smell good. Okay, it's bad now. I need to throw it away. Bye, guys.